All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Studio 7. I'm Matt Beauvais.
Oh, I'm Ed Nice.
Come on, Ed.
I know.
Stick with it.
I think I would know this.
Right. And I'm Mercedes.
Well, he didn't know if he was going to go first and cut you. You know what I mean? Like, he was being polite there because he was waiting for you to introduce yourself.
Well, we changed the order already, so.
It's only 3 of us, Ed.
How many? Oh.
Keeping him on his toes, basically.
Right. So we talked a little bit about it before the show.
We did.
You're a Bills fan.
I am.
The Bills season is over.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't you want to talk to
I
Beauvais about
don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
I know.
It's not over.
It's not over for you.
I mean, me and Beauvais, we know each
Yeah.
other. I just had to ask, are you done crying yet?
You know what? You just go into a dark room and you shut the door, you shut all the lights off, and you just come out when you feel better about yourself. So we made sure we handled that on Monday or something.
Yeah,
just get it out of the way right away.
No, I had to do the same thing on the radio. I definitely had to have our moment of silence, our mourning period on my Monday radio show to talk about, like, okay, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, well, it's legitimately. We talked about this a little bit earlier. And it's grieving. Like
It
that
is.
is what people are dealing with right now. They're going through all of the different stages of grief because you have this thing in your life, and it's there from July all the way until when the season ends. And it's always something that you're thinking about in some capacity. Some people more than others, but it's like, oh, there's a game this weekend. How are they going to do in this game? What if they actually can pull it off this year? You've always got that thing going on.
Yeah.
Now it's gone. So now you're like, I got home on Tuesday night. Monday was crazy. I got home on Tuesday night. I sat on the couch and I was like, so what now? Like, it's an identity crisis almost.
Right.
It's not just that. It's then what do you feel like this is taken over your life
For sure.
for
Absolutely.
the past 6 months and change. Now, what do you do with the rest of your day, your week?
Well, he's still going to be busy.
Yeah, we'll still be, but it is incredible because the routine becomes such a part of your life that when that goes away, you almost are like lost. You're looking around of like, okay, what do I do? I always tell people from July to January, there's not much planning and setting up that I need to do because so much of it is done by the Buffalo Bills, by the NFL. I know if they're practicing, okay, these are the days that you're going to be there. These are the days that they're going to play their games, and this is going to be where in the country you are any given week. Then it ends. I get back to the station, and I'm like, all right, well, the UB women's basketball team is 18-2, so we got to go do a story on that. The Sabres, we don't have to really worry
we
about
don't need to
that.
talk about
But
that
the
one.
Bandits are good. We had Ian McKay in here. They're 5-0, so you try and find all these different stories and things. It's a balance, right? Because when you're in this job, those are the stories that you always want to tell because those are the things that really matter to a lot of people. And there's also not as many of those, people telling those stories out there. There's so many people talking about the Bills, but the Bills are the thing that brings the entire community together, and people can't get enough of it. So play the hits. It's no different than being at a radio station. Play what people want to hear.
That's exactly it. And as much as we are Bills fans, it takes up so much energy. It's like now all these other sports and all the other teams and things that we care about has a little room to breathe.
They get their shine, and it's deserved.
Yeah. So tell me this: the folks that their grieving process is shorter than others, does that make us less of fans?
No,
I don't think so.
No, it probably makes you. I don't want to say less of a fan. It probably makes you. I'm trying to think of the right way of saying this. Maybe you're just less invested. That doesn't mean
that's the same thing.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
How can you? Okay.
Because you can be
a passive fan and be sad the team didn't progress to the Super Bowl, but still.
You're a fan, and you've talked about it on the show. Like you're getting more into football. You love what they mean to the community. There's guys on the team that you really like to root for, but it doesn't control your day-to-day life. The Buffalo Bills, to some people, are their everything.
That's everything.
Correct.
And I don't think it's bad to be less invested. It's just different levels of fandom, right?
Yeah.
And that's totally normal.
And you can apply that. You can take the Buffalo Bills and then just substitute that for something else. For, tending to your lawn, to driving a car, purses, shoes, video games, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah. So can we talk a little bit more about investing?
Yeah, sure.
Invest in AI?
Oh, of course.
You're fully invested.
99.9% invested into AI.
How do you even start? How did that even happen?
Well, we were talking off air that like my house is like 99% smart. And what I mean by that is all the lights, my doors, the garage door, my thermostat, like everything. So like you can talk to stuff and it'll do stuff. My oven, I can turn my oven on or off or monitor it. Same thing with the washer and dryer.
Isn't that
the
crazy?
dishwasher, all that stuff.
Oh, you want to hear something even more funny? Tell them about your glasses that you're
Oh,
wearing right now.
I've got smart glasses too. So
you kidding?
I do. So
Yeah.
like, I can talk to my glasses and have
Yeah.
my glasses record stuff.
And
I
they
can, I can say, hey,
Robots
what
are
am I
taking
looking at
over.
right
Yes.
now?
He said robots are
Robots are taking over.
Well, one of the things we were talking about is that, one of the reasons, like I'm real heavy into technology.
Sure.
So that's one of the things. Like I'm a tinkerer. I want all the gadgets, but I'm really nice to AI because when Skynet takes over and the machines come alive and go to start eating us,
You're
maybe
going to be
they'll-
on their good
well,
side.
Maybe they'll remember I was the nice.
Yeah.
When they go to start
Right.
eating us, thanks. Ed.
Ed was turning on his oven with his phone since
Right.
2023
Right,
or
right.
something.
Right.
And I
We
always
can't
say-
attack him.
I always say please and thank you.
Yeah.
And
Oh my god.
So when you get to your garage door, it it opens with what, a phone, an
well,
app?
yeah,
or-
it's got like on my phone or on my we all have
Apple
Wi-Fi
CarPlay.
or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
So it's GPS. So when I pull up, it knows cars are coming and it'll open or close and. Same thing with lights.
Isn't that
and
nuts?
Sort of stuff.
Isn't that
crazy.
nuts?
So then when you walk into the house, what do you say? Like, turn on the lights or something?
Well, there is I've programmed certain phrases because you have an iPhone or
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
Android or whatever, and you're talking, and then Siri will respond. I'm even said her name, so she's probably responding somewhere, right? So I've just programmed certain phrases that says, I'll say, I'm leaving, Siri, I'm leaving, and then it'll do a thing, and it'll turn off the lights, it'll turn the heat to a certain temperature.
Isn't
It'll-
that crazy?
It'll
That's
make sure I
fascinating.
lock
That
the
is crazy.
doors when I'm certain distance away from the house and all that sort of stuff.
So is it programmed to everyone's voice in your house? And we can chat on the other side of the break about it, but just is it programmed?
Yeah, no,
so like
everybody
can have
has their
phrase?
own little thing. Yeah,
Oh, the kids can play some funny pranks with that.
That's amazing.
they can't. They try.
Yeah. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Studio 7. So we're talking AI and how you are 99% invested in AI.
I
So-
mean, not just AI, but just tech, like sort
Yeah,
of that
yeah.
tech thing in general. But yeah,
But we've been using it for a long time and not knowing it. Like
Yeah.
predictive text. And I mean the things that we don't think about. We've been using it for a while, but I want my house to kind of be like yours, Ed.
or I mean, not just predictive text, but when you get in a car and you look at your phone and it says, "Hey, are you going here?" It'll
Yes,
take you-
that is creepy to me.
It'll take you 7 minutes to
Yes,
get here. or
that
there
is
or
creepy
whatever.
to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
That it knows my routes, most of them. It'll say, "Hey, we think you're going here," and I'm like,
I'm about to get a real bad one on Sunday. And benefits of it because I get the concepts and I understand how it is making our lives easier.
Yeah.
I just am such a creature of habit with so many different things. So I'm very hesitant to change on anything that I don't need to change on. I operate my life the same way now that I probably did 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
listen, I'm not gonna lie. I downloaded AI like Chat GPT on my husband's phone because he's like, what are some things we can do? And I'm like, hey, what are some ways that my husband can take me out to, take me out to dinner? And he was like, what are you? So now he uses it. But I was just like, so we kind of use it to create date nights and give us ideas and stuff like that.
Well, that's sort of the entry point, right? It's
Yeah.
figuring out using this machine learning and all this.
But he
tech to
doesn't do it at
figure out-
all.
right?
Like
But it's simple as that. Figuring out ways to make your life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Right? Like asking those questions when you're kind of stuck in a routine. You're like, oh, I want to do this thing different. What are 5 ways that I could incorporate this, that, or the third? And that's really kind of looking at your processes, your life, and say, okay, what can I change? Like, what would be better? What could I change that might be a little better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How has it impacted work in any way, shape, or form for you? Has it yet?
It has, and it's made some things a whole lot easier, and it's made some things tougher because now it's information overload.
Yes, that is true.
And
That is true.
it's just now so many things that now you need AI to help you decide whether or not the AI you're doing is the right AI.
Yeah.
But no,
Right.
Before, it was not enough information. You had to have the encyclopedia if you're looking up something.
Yeah.
And now,
Yeah. You
literally,
don't.
it's everything's in front of
Hold
you.
a button on your phone, asking a question. When you're having the conversation with somebody, you're arguing about somebody, like asking, is that person still alive? is this person still alive? Boom, you get the answer, right?
Yeah.
You got to figure
Yeah.
out an ingredient on something. It's incredible.
Yep. Do we think the AI can truly possess emotions or consciousness, or is it just simulating?
Not yet.
I don't think.
But the way you said it, though, the way you said it,
Well, I mean, can we talk about like movies for a second?
like
the
Terminator?
Well, not necessarily just
Or
Terminator,
iRobot?
but like The Matrix, right? What is emotion? It's just an electrical impulse, you know, deciphered by your brain, right?
Yeah.
Like your brain does something that make you feel a certain way.
Yeah, but it has to simulate something. AI has to.
Right. So, are we there yet?
Not yet.
I think
yet.
we are. I think we're not there yet, but somebody is there. Somebody is there. By
Yeah.
the time it gets to us, it's been out for years.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, just I hope I'm gone by then. It's kind of my thing.
Like I said, hopefully all the computers will remember I was the nice.
Yes,
one,
exactly.
Like, you
That
know,
is so
that's-
funny.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That is so. So there was a movie I watched recently. I cannot think of the name of it. I think it was on Netflix, but it was a movie, and they had all these, like, you kind of walk through a showroom, and you picked what you wanted for your robot, whether male,
Okay.
female. And this guy's wife was in the hospital, so he needed help. They had little kids. One of them was a baby. And she like read his blood pressure and saw what stressed him out. And her whole job was to make his life easier. So she babysat, she cooked. And I was just like, this is where we're going. This is where so she was like a nanny until his wife got home. But then she saw his wife raise the stress level.
Yeah.
So her job was to alleviate stress.
So she get rid of the wife.
She was trying. She was
She
trying.
terminated the wife.
She was trying to.
That's wild.
And that's why you're nice to.
Yeah, exactly. Hello, Siri. I hope you're having a beautiful day. That's the conversation.
That's what I was gonna say. What do you say when you walk in? Like, "Hi, honey, I'm home."
Right.
To be nice, right?
Who's honey?
Which honey? Which honey
are you talking to?
Oh my gosh. Do you think the inventors of AI have a responsibility to
I think-
this?
I think we all have a responsibility. Now, what we do with that responsibility
course.
becomes a question, right? There's
Yeah.
that moral question with everything, right? It goes back to when we switched from using horse and buggy to cars. Is there a responsibility to
You
make
used
these
the horse
things?
and buggy?
I didn't.
You said we.
We as
As a society.
Oh,
we
okay.
did.
I'm just
yeah.
there.
Yeah, we had to get somewhere. Yeah.
I realize I'm the oldest one at the table, but Mercedes.
I'm just
man.
asking. I'm just,
Yeah.
Where's my AARP card?
I don't know.
Thanks a lot.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Well, no, it's just the whole the morality of decision making.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
like
yeah.
When we make a leap or a change in something, you know, who's responsible to make sure it's done ethically? Is it, you know, there are going to be those people that push the envelope, and then there's going to be those that are trying to, you know, be a little more conservative and hold things back a little bit. So it's finding that balance.
It's no different than any other industry, right? Every time there's some sort of new invention that takes over and becomes the norm, how much responsibility do the people who invented it take on? Because it's you know, it's an interesting question of like, oh, you know, what are you on the hook for? What are you not on the hook for? I think that's on us. I think it's.
You think it's on us?
I do.
As a group,
As a society, yeah. I think so.
I mean, AI kind of does take our. I mean, it forms to us. It learns from us and grows based on our personality.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just scary.
This is
'cause-
more that I've thought
is.
about AI in my life.
Really?
In the last 15 minutes. It is never something that has been like a cognizant thought in my life.
Oh,
Well,
but
it's
it's here.
But I know
It
it's
is
here.
so
and it's fully ingrained.
Yeah,
You don't notice it, but again, we've got our devices on us. All of it's fully ingrained in our day to day.
And just think, your daughter. That's all she's gonna know.
Well, and that's a delicate balance too of like not trying to be, obviously AI is a different beast, but trying to not be on the phone a ton around her, trying to not be on screens as much, because I do think that there is something, I don't know, pure about making sure that she's going outside and playing with friends and not being on a cell phone and learning how to color and learning how to play with like toys and stuff like that.
I got something for that on the other side of the break.
All right.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Studio 7. So before the break, you were talking about your daughter, and can you just reiterate what you were saying as far as?
You know, I think there's something nice about just sitting down with a coloring book and trying to figure out how to do that before you get onto the iPad and start, you know, just ripping through episodes of Bluey. Now, I'll say Bluey's awesome, but it's got to be a balance. It's got to be a little bit of both.
Do you think we're gonna get to a spot where like coloring is gonna, everything is gonna change?
Coloring's going to be on an iPad with a pen.
I think we've already gotten to a spot where people don't write cursive. And my 8th grader, they do very little on paper. It's all on their
Yeah.
on
So
their
it's gonna be
Chromebooks
education.
or on their
Yeah.
tablets and that sort of thing. So I agree.
Yeah, we were at the forefront when we were in middle school and then early in high school. All the schools still had computers, but they weren't as accessible. It's not like everybody got a Chromebook or like some of the things that I see with schools now. So they used to have to wheel in the cart of the laptop. So everybody,
my gosh,
so everybody
I
in the
remember that.
classroom would
Yeah,
have the
yeah,
cart.
yeah.
And then we figured out how to play video games on it. And then we all got in trouble. So my senior year, like half of our grade wasn't allowed to like, I don't know, do some of the senior stuff because we were playing Halo for months instead of learning French on Rosetta Stone. But Halo was awesome. So it was a win for us.
Yeah.
And here we're remembering the days when the TV rolled in with the VCR on it.
Yeah.
Like he's talking about the
You're watching
my
like
God.
Schoolhouse Rock
I
or something,
know.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, our kids are going to have a totally different experience.
Well,
I
and,
think.
and that's with everything too. It's the same thing even with just programming. If our daughter wants to watch something, she doesn't really have a ton of screen time now, but people just go to YouTube and they just go to that universe as opposed to thinking of, oh, what's on PBS right now? What's on a traditional linear outlet? That's not the case anymore.
No.
Well, that's that's something that I realized with my 8th grader, that he's never lived in a world where he actually had to sit down and wait for his Saturday morning cartoons
Yeah.
to come on. Like he should just always just pick up the iPad or go to his computer and
Just go to the app.
and just go to the app or go to YouTube, like you said.
Have you seen any of the shows or seen anything actively with the healthcare? Because there are robots performing surgeries and stuff now.
That's
why I'm like, we can't escape it because there's you with your hands in a machine and the robot is doing the work for you.
I might have a crazy take on this.
I think I've had that experience with being a cancer survivor where the doctor never touched me physically. It was all the robot doing it with him at a with a joystick essentially.
Yeah. I feel like the margin for error might be greater with the human than with the robot. Is that
think so?
wrong?
I don't think. See, I would be opposite because I'm like, it doesn't have the wherewithal to know. I nicked something.
Sure.
And the doctor is there to know what to do. Everybody has to kind of run in. I don't know. I've never been in that situation, but with that, it doesn't have the wherewithal.
I was asleep, so I can't.
Yeah.
I just woke up. I saw them. I saw the robot come in.
When
and
you
then
woke up, you were like,
they
"Hey, good job, robot.
I
Thank
don't think
you."
I could have gone to sleep if I saw the robot walk in.
Oh, you didn't. You wouldn't have a choice.
That's true, but that would have freaked me out.
Laughing gas anesthesia.
Right.
Nobody's stronger than that.
No.
That would have freaked me out.
No, it is a weird thing watching this, 8-arm thing being wheeled in to say this is gonna, open you up and close you, all that stuff. So
It's wild.
it is.
Dude,
my
it's wild.
gosh.
2025 is crazy. Just with everything that we've got
Everything,
right now.
everything.
Everything.
Well, they're coming out with the new iRobot too, and the next one's coming out, so we're gonna get a nice taste of.
Is that Will Smith again? He was that
I
guy.
think so. I think
I
so.
couldn't tell you the last movie I've
Yeah,
watched.
yeah.
It has been 10 years. No, 5 years since I've
Yeah,
watched a movie.
it has been.
It's probably been 5 years since I have gone to a movie theater.
Wow.
Seriously.
Okay.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's been since before the.
I went a
since
couple
before
weeks
the
ago.
pandemic.
I was going to say, and the pandemic was
the pandemic,
2020, so right?
I
What'd
saw
you
the
go
Lion
see?
King with my son.
Wait, it's like Mufasa, right? It's
Yeah.
not the Lion. Was it good?
Yeah, it was great.
I bet it was. I haven't seen Wicked yet either.
No,
wanna
I
see
haven't.
Wicked.
I haven't,
want to
but
see
my
Wicked,
girls
but
have.
it's going to be, I think it's already streaming, so I can just watch it.
Yeah,
at
no,
home.
Wicked. I saw that. I got the alert for that the other day. So yeah,
Hey,
there you go.
Siri told him, hey, Ed, just so you know, you thought once about seeing Wicked, and it's now on Amazon.
Well, on that note,
Speaking of that, yeah.
there is some lawsuits out about devices listening to you.
Oh, yeah.
They
and feeding you
absolutely do.
and feeding you ads right after that happens.
That's so true. I could be sitting there and I could be talking about something random. Okay, here's a good one. On Saturday night in, where did the Bills? Kansas City. My mind is a blender. Saturday night in Kansas City. I love just walking around aimlessly in different cities. No idea why. I got a matcha latte. Okay. It's never something I've ordered in my life, but I got it. I was like, oh, that sounds different. I'm going to try it. Like 20 minutes later on Instagram, matcha powder
Everywhere.
is coming
Everywhere.
up. And I'm like, yo, I know it's happening,
Yeah.
but come on.
Yep, and it can pick up where you are too, like the things you're walking.
Can we be a little more subtle?
No.
No.
Well, no, there are ways now, because we're so connected, where businesses can they know, like, if you visited a competitor of mine, I can now target you with my stuff because I know you like lattes from wherever.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to feed you ads and things for my products.
And you could go on a website and you could be looking at a product and then you don't buy the product and then you'll get an email
you get bombarded.
20 minutes later of like, oh, noticed you were doing this. How's an additional 20% off sound? And then all these companies are using customer acquisition and all this stuff. So there's no escaping it.
No, there isn't.
No,
And just think, it all started with the clap on, clap off, didn't it? Remember the light?
Oh, the clapper.
Were you walking?
Yeah.
I have heard of it, but I never. But
That's his nice way of saying I'm too young for
But
that.
I can't pretend like I ever had a clapper in my house.
My grandma did. I used to love it.
We just aged ourselves again. So.
Yeah,
We did.
The clapper was the lights going out, the smart lights, just well before their time.
That's
basically.
exactly
Or you
what
just
it
go
was.
in and touch.
Yeah.
You know what I want you to do? I want you to put a clapper back in your house.
No,
just
I'm
for
not
old
doing
time's
that.
sake.
Nope.
You walk in your kitchen and you
Nope.
go, and the lights turn on. Your kids would look at you like you got 4 heads.
I know. Oh,
Mom, what are you doing? I'm trying to turn the lights off.
Is she okay?
that'd be horrible.
Why is she clapping?
That would absolutely be horrible. Ed, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you for having me.
This is
guys.
the most AI talk I've ever had, so
Hey.
I appreciate it. Ed's my AI guy.
We've made your life a little better.
I love it.
Oh, I love it. Thanks for watching Studio 7. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.